Have you ever considered that the small, crunchy snack you reach for daily, the very one sitting in your kitchen cabinet, might actually be silently working against your energy, your prostate health, and even your zest for life? It's a surprising truth that rarely gets talked about, but for men over 60, as our bodies naturally change, our smallest dietary choices become incredibly powerful. As testosterone levels gently decline and the prostate starts to feel a bit more sensitive, what you toss into your trail mix or blend into your smoothie can make a truly profound difference. Yet, the world of health advice is overflowing with mixed messages. One moment you hear all nuts are superfoods, the next someone's warning you they'll disrupt your hormones. It's enough to leave anyone feeling confused, even discouraged. But here's the straightforward truth. Not all nuts are created equal, especially when you consider the unique hormonal shifts, age-related changes, prostate concerns, and metabolic sensitivities that become more common after 60. Many men simply give up trying to figure it out, but today we're going to cut through all that noise. In this video, I want to walk you through 4 specific nuts that, perhaps without you even realizing it, might be quietly sabotaging your energy, testosterone, or prostate health, especially if you're eating them regularly. More importantly, I'll then share 4 science-backed alternatives that do just the opposite, actively supporting your hormones, helping to reduce inflammation, and naturally protecting your prostate. This isn't about fear. It's about giving you clear, actionable information. Let's face the reality. By the age of 60, over half of all men begin to experience some degree of benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, a condition that can lead to frustrating symptoms like frequent urination, a weaker stream, and general discomfort. Others might grapple with increasing insulin resistance, notice their testosterone levels creeping lower, or feel an unpredictable, creeping fatigue. In managing all of these common age-related changes, your diet can either be your most powerful ally or a hidden saboteur. That's why we're going to break this down with the same practical, evidence-based insight I'd offer a patient right here in my office, because you deserve real clarity, not clickbait or judgment, and confidence about what you put into your body. We'll explore the latest research, gently clear up some common myths, and equip you with practical tools you can genuinely use in your daily life. To start, let's address something many men simply don't realize. Not all plant-based foods automatically support your hormones, and that includes certain nuts. While nuts are indeed often praised for their healthy fats, fiber, and vital micronutrients, some also contain compounds that can surprisingly mimic estrogen, promote inflammation, or even interfere with your body's crucial ability to maintain healthy testosterone levels. Now, to be clear, this doesn't mean these specific nuts are inherently bad in small occasional amounts. However, after the age of 60, your hormonal landscape changes significantly. Testosterone production naturally and gradually declines, often by about 1% per year after your mid-30s, and your body generally becomes much more sensitive to compounds that can disrupt your endocrine system, that finely tuned network that controls your hormones. For example, certain nuts like pistachios, peanuts, and cashews contain higher levels of phytoestrogens. These are plant compounds that can actually bind to estrogen receptors in your body. In strict moderation, this might not pose a major issue, but when consumed daily and in larger quantities, especially in their processed or roasted forms, these nuts can potentially tilt your delicate hormonal balance. This is particularly concerning when your testosterone levels are already naturally lower. A significant study published in Environmental Health Perspectives, for instance, revealed a direct link between exposure to estrogen-like compounds found in food and our environment, and a higher incidence of hormonal imbalances in aging men, including lower free testosterone and common symptoms like fatigue or a decreased libido. Consider peanuts for a moment, which are technically legumes rather than true nuts. Peanuts often contain high levels of omega-6 fatty acids, the kind that, when consumed in excess, can contribute to systemic inflammation throughout your body. Chronic low-grade inflammation is an underlying factor in many age-related conditions, including BPH and insulin resistance. What's more, peanuts can frequently harbor aflatoxins, a type of mold toxin that has been shown to potentially damage liver function and increase oxidative stress. While the levels in most commercially available peanuts are strictly regulated, frequent consumption, especially of non-organic or lower quality peanuts, could still raise long-term health concerns. Similarly, cashews, while wonderfully creamy and satisfying, are notably lower in testosterone-supportive minerals like zinc or selenium. They are also quite energy-dense, and for older men dealing with a slower metabolism, a high intake of cashews could inadvertently contribute to weight gain, which is, in itself, directly linked to lower testosterone. Again, this isn't meant to inspire fear, but rather essential awareness. Think of your hormone system like a finely tuned orchestra. If just one or two instruments are subtly out of sync, it can throw off the entire performance. If your daily nut choices are subtly nudging that balance toward more estrogenic or inflammatory pathways, it's absolutely worth taking a closer look. In fact, the research is clear. Men with higher intakes of essential minerals like zinc, selenium, and magnesium, often found abundantly in other types of nuts, consistently show better total and free testosterone levels, improved sperm quality, and a reduced risk of prostate enlargement. So, before we dive into the exact nuts you might want to limit or even avoid, I urge you to ask yourself a powerful question. What am I routinely putting into my body every single day that could be unknowingly working against my health goals? Up next, we'll zoom in on those 4 specific nuts you might want to reconsider, particularly as you move past the age of 60. If this information is already starting to bring you clarity, please give this video a thumbs up and commit to continuing to learn. You truly deserve clear information, not further confusion. So, let's get very specific. Here are 4 types of nuts that I frequently advise my older male patients to either limit significantly or entirely remove from their diet, especially if they are actively struggling with concerns like low testosterone, persistent prostate issues, unexplained weight gain, or chronic inflammation. It's important to understand that these aren't inherently bad foods in every context. However, once you pass the age of 60, your body's hormonal environment becomes significantly more sensitive, and the specific nutritional profiles of these nuts can begin to work against your health goals. First up, peanuts. Yes, they're practically everywhere, from your favorite peanut butter to countless protein bars. But here's a crucial detail many people overlook. Peanuts are technically legumes, not true tree nuts. This botanical difference means they contain distinct compounds, including lectins, which can irritate the gut lining in some individuals. More critically, peanuts are among the most common carriers of aflatoxins, those toxic mold byproducts linked to liver stress and cellular damage. Aflatoxins have been shown to promote oxidative stress, a known driver of accelerated aging and hormonal imbalance. When you combine this with peanuts' naturally high omega-6 fatty acid content, you create a pro-inflammatory profile that can subtly yet persistently undermine prostate health and testosterone function over time. Second on our list are cashews. They're renowned for their smooth, buttery texture and delicious flavor. Yet, nutritionally, they are relatively low in zinc, a mineral absolutely essential for proper testosterone synthesis. Furthermore, cashews are quite high in phytic acid, an anti-nutrient that can significantly reduce your body's absorption of critical minerals like zinc, magnesium, and iron, all of which are vital for maintaining hormonal balance. While enjoying an occasional cashew isn't harmful, men who consume large amounts of cashew-based snacks, vegan cheeses, or sauces might unknowingly be displacing more nutrient-dense, hormone-supportive options like pumpkin seeds or Brazil nuts from their diet. Our third concern is pine nuts. This is a lesser-known issue, but an important one for some. Pine nuts can, for certain individuals, trigger a condition known as pine mouth, leaving a lingering metallic or bitter taste that can last for days. Beyond this temporary discomfort, pine nuts are also notably high in omega-6 fatty acids, with very minimal omega-3s to help balance them out. This unbalanced fatty acid profile contributes to the kind of inflammatory tilt that can worsen BPH symptoms and contribute to chronic fatigue in older men. Finally, let's talk about flavored, roasted, or salted mixed nuts. Here, the issue isn't just the type of nut, but crucially, how it's processed. Many popular mixed nut blends are roasted using common vegetable oils like canola or soybean oil, which further drive up those undesirable omega-6 levels. When you then add preservatives, excessive sodium, and often artificial flavorings, you effectively transform what could be a nutrient-rich food into a pro-inflammatory snack bomb. A 2021 meta-analysis published in the journal Nutrients strongly highlighted that dietary patterns rich in refined seed oils and sodium are directly correlated with increased markers of systemic inflammation and worsened urological symptoms in older men. Let's make sure we separate genuine fact from unnecessary fear. An occasional handful of these specific nuts isn't going to instantly wreck your hormones. However, if they are a daily staple in your diet and you're noticing persistent low energy, disrupted sleep, more frequent urination, or a reduced libido, it's certainly worth rethinking their place on your plate. And now for the truly empowering part, there are far better, more supportive choices available. If any of this is resonating with you, please share a comment below, especially if you've already noticed how certain snacks make you feel better or worse. This level of self-awareness is the crucial first step toward taking genuine control of your health. Now that we've clearly identified the nuts to limit, let's enthusiastically shift our focus to your nutritional allies. Those nuts that are not just safe, but truly strategically supportive of your vitality, hormonal balance, and prostate health. These aren't merely good snacks. When chosen and consumed with intention, they're like tiny, potent doses of natural medicine. Let's break down each one, just as I would in a one-on-one consultation. First, the Brazil nut, your selenium powerhouse. If I could only recommend one nut for robust testosterone support, it would unequivocally be the Brazil nut. Why selenium? This vital trace mineral plays a critical role in both testosterone production and overall sperm health. Astoundingly, just 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day can easily provide 100% to 200% of your daily selenium needs. A compelling study published in Biological Trace Element Research found that men with higher selenium levels demonstrated significantly better sperm motility, healthier testosterone levels, and reduced markers of oxidative stress. Just a friendly caution, don't overdo it, as selenium can be toxic in excessively high doses. Stick to that powerful 1 or 2 Brazil nuts per day, ideally raw and unsalted. Second, walnuts, your brain and prostate defender. Walnuts are an exceptional source of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a powerful plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that actively supports anti-inflammatory pathways throughout your body. They also contain ellagic acid, a potent antioxidant that has been shown to reduce oxidative damage specifically in prostate tissue. A 2015 study in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry even associated walnut consumption with slower prostate tumor growth in animal models, likely due to their beneficial impact on inflammation and lipid metabolism. Think of walnuts as a dual-action ally, providing benefits for your brain, your heart, and crucially, your prostate. A small handful, roughly 7 walnut halves, a few times per week, can yield significant advantages. Third, pumpkin seeds, your zinc-rich hormone helper. While technically a seed, pumpkin seeds are often grouped with nuts for their nutritional profile. They are absolutely packed with zinc, a mineral truly essential for robust testosterone synthesis, the healthy production of prostate fluid, and even the regulation of your libido. Zinc deficiency is surprisingly common in older men, particularly those on certain medications like diuretics or proton pump inhibitors, PPIs. Low zinc levels are strongly associated with reduced testosterone, compromised immune function, and can even contribute to erectile dysfunction. A study published in Nutrition demonstrated that supplementing with zinc in deficient men improved serum testosterone and sexual function within just a few months. Aim for 1 to 2 tablespoons of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds daily, whether sprinkled on salads, mixed into yogurt, or simply eaten plain. It's a wonderfully simple and effective practice. And fourth, macadamia nuts, your testosterone-friendly fats. Macadamia nuts stand out because they are uniquely high in monounsaturated fats, remarkably low in omega-6s, and virtually free of anti-nutrients like phytic acid. This makes them a nearly perfect fat source for men who are specifically concerned about inflammation and maintaining hormonal balance. What's more, they are rich in palmitoleic acid, a unique fat that may help support healthy fat metabolism and insulin sensitivity, both crucial factors linked to better testosterone levels and reduced abdominal fat. Think of macadamia nuts as the olive oil of nuts, clean, anti-inflammatory, and exceptionally easy to digest. A small serving of 5 to 6 nuts makes for a powerful yet satisfying snack. To quickly recap these vital allies: Brazil nuts for selenium to boost testosterone, walnuts for omega-3s and potent prostate antioxidants, pumpkin seeds for critical zinc to support hormone production, and macadamia nuts for clean, healthy fats that won't stir up inflammation. In our next step, we'll expand beyond simply identifying these nuts and talk about how to incorporate them into your life in a balanced and effective way. Even the best foods can lose their magic if consumed in the wrong portions or combinations. Now comes the part that truly allows you to personalize your approach: mindful portion control, smart preparation methods, and strategic pairing with other foods. Let's start with portion control. Nuts are wonderfully calorically dense. A small handful can easily contain 150 to 200 calories, often without truly making you feel full. For many men over 60, metabolism naturally slows down. Muscle mass may decrease, and weight gain becomes easier, particularly around the abdominal area. This is a critical point because excess abdominal fat can convert your vital testosterone into estrogen through an enzyme called aromatase. So, here's a simple but golden rule of thumb. Stick to about 1 ounce per serving. That roughly translates to 6 Brazil nuts, 10 to 12 macadamias, 14 walnut halves, or 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds. Once a day is often quite sufficient, especially if you're already getting other healthy fats from sources like olive oil, fatty fish, or avocados. The key here is consistency and smart choices, not overconsumption. Next, consider preparation. Many commercially sold nuts are sadly roasted in common vegetable oils like soybean, sunflower, or canola, which are notoriously high in those inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids. These oils can drastically tip your body's inflammation balance, especially if your omega-3 intake is already low. A much better choice: raw or dry roasted nuts without any added oils. Even better if they're unsalted, as excess sodium can elevate blood pressure and often irritate the bladder, a particular concern for men with an enlarged prostate. If you truly enjoy roasted nuts, consider lightly roasting your own at home with a touch of olive oil and some healthy spices, perhaps a pinch of anti-inflammatory turmeric or paprika. Now, for strategic pairing. How you combine nuts with other foods can profoundly influence their impact on your health. Pairing your chosen nuts with high-fiber foods, think fresh fruits, whole oats, or leafy greens, can help slow the absorption of fats and reduce any sudden blood sugar spikes. This plays a vital role in maintaining good insulin sensitivity, which is deeply connected to overall hormonal health. In fact, men with insulin resistance are far more likely to experience low testosterone, worsening BPH symptoms, and persistent fatigue. On the flip side, avoid combining nuts with sugary trail mixes or high-carb processed foods, which can easily negate their benefits and contribute to metabolic dysfunction. Simple snack ideas could include Greek yogurt with walnuts and pumpkin seeds, a few macadamia nuts paired with refreshing cucumber slices and hummus, or a Brazil nut or 2 enjoyed with your morning oatmeal or after a brisk walk. Finally, let's consider timing. Some men find that eating certain nuts in the evening can lead to better satiety and more restful sleep, especially if they are rich in magnesium, like pumpkin seeds or walnuts. Magnesium is vital for your testosterone production during sleep and for calming the nervous system, both absolutely key elements for male vitality. So a few walnuts with tart cherry juice or pumpkin seeds mixed into a small serving of yogurt can become a simple, comforting pre-bed ritual that cues your body to relax and repair itself. Remember, think of nuts not as an automatic health food, but as a powerful tool, highly effective when used wisely. You've gained crucial knowledge about which nuts to prioritize and how best to prepare them, but now we'll address the most important part: how to effortlessly integrate them into your daily life without overthinking it. Because here's the undeniable truth. Knowledge alone means very little without consistent application. What matters most is building simple, sustainable habits that naturally become part of your routine. Let's begin with your morning routine to build hormone-supporting minerals. Consider making it a habit to add 1 to 2 Brazil nuts to your breakfast. Pop them into a smoothie, crumble them generously over your oatmeal, or simply eat them plain alongside your morning coffee. This simple act provides your body with essential selenium early in the day, actively supporting testosterone synthesis and providing crucial antioxidant protection, a key defense against prostate stress. For your midday check-in with hunger and energy, this is often when men reach for a quick snack, and it's also where an unwise choice, like highly salted peanuts or potato chips, can quickly derail your energy and hormones. Instead, consciously replace processed snacks with macadamia or pumpkin seeds. Keep a small, convenient container of raw, unsalted macadamia nuts or lightly roasted pumpkin seeds at your desk or in your car. These options are naturally low-inflammatory, rich in healthy fats and vital minerals, and easy on your digestion. Plus, they won't spike your blood sugar, helping to prevent that dreaded 3 p.m. energy crash. As the evening approaches, shift your focus to quality sleep and essential recovery. Consider a calming nightcap of walnuts or pumpkin seeds. Both are wonderfully rich in magnesium, which not only promotes deeper, more restorative sleep, but also plays a crucial role in overnight testosterone production. Magnesium also helps calm the nervous system, 2 key elements vital for male vitality. A few walnuts paired with tart cherry juice or pumpkin seeds mixed into a small serving of yogurt can become a simple, comforting pre-bed ritual that cues your body to relax and repair itself. Hydration also matters profoundly. Nuts are naturally low in water content. If you're not drinking enough fluids, you might experience issues like constipation, a sluggish metabolism, or even worsened urinary symptoms, especially if you're prone to BPH. So, always pair your nut intake with plenty of water, calming herbal teas, or hydration-rich foods like crisp cucumbers or juicy berries. Additionally, gently soaking certain nuts can actually reduce anti-nutrients like phytic acid, making essential minerals like zinc and magnesium more bioavailable to your body. Even a quick overnight soak in water for seeds and nuts like almonds or pumpkin seeds can significantly aid digestion and absorption. And here's a crucial doctor's tip I often share with my patients. Rotate your nuts throughout the week. This wise practice prevents overexposure to any single compound or nutrient and encourages a broader, more diverse intake of essential minerals. For example, you might have Brazil nuts on Monday and Wednesday mornings, pumpkin seeds midday on Tuesday and Thursday, walnuts before bed on Friday, and enjoy macadamia nuts with lunch or as a travel snack over the weekend. This creates a flexible system that ensures rich nutrient variety and provides your body with the comprehensive balance it needs, all without ever feeling like a restrictive diet. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, take careful note of how your unique body responds to these changes. If you start to feel more energetic, sleep more soundly, or notice fewer BPH symptoms, pay close attention. That invaluable personal feedback is often more telling than any lab result. Let's take a deep breath and truly zoom out for a moment. You've just uncovered how something as seemingly ordinary as the nuts tucked away in your kitchen drawer can have a truly profound impact on your testosterone levels, your prostate health, and your overall daily energy, especially after the age of 60, when your body becomes even more responsive to what we feed it. To reiterate what the research clearly shows, certain nuts, such as peanuts, cashews, pine nuts, and particularly heavily processed mixed varieties, may unfortunately contribute to estrogenic activity, inflammation, or nutrient imbalances, particularly for aging men. Conversely, other powerhouses like Brazil nuts, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, and macadamia nuts are incredibly rich in vital selenium, zinc, omega-3s, and powerful anti-inflammatory fats that actively work to support hormone balance, reduce oxidative stress, and help protect your prostate. Remember, the way you prepare and portion these foods also matters immensely. Choose raw or dry roasted, opt for unsalted varieties, soak them when possible, and pair them thoughtfully with water and fiber-rich foods for optimal digestion and absorption. Ultimately, It's about how consistently and intentionally you integrate these insights into your routine that will determine real, lasting results over time. This isn't about striving for perfection, it's about cultivating genuine awareness. You certainly don't have to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Instead, start with just one small shift. Perhaps tomorrow morning you replace your usual breakfast bar with 2 Brazil nuts and a refreshing glass of water. Or maybe you bring a handful of pumpkin seeds with you on your next walk. Your body is remarkably responsive, even after 60. Even if you felt like you've struggled for years, all you truly need is good, clear information and a calm, actionable plan.